In the last several years, I've noticed, and my entire firm's noticed, that there's a number of firms that are trying to practice law in Oregon, but they're not Oregon-based firms. They are advertising in Oregon. They make it seem like they're Oregon-based, right? They have a local address because they simply rent a spot in a large building with no staff, and they advertise locally. They put up website like Oregon law, Oregon this, Oregon that, and they act like they're local. But the issue we've seen in taking over cases from those firms with people that are unhappy with them, or oftentimes those firms, they reach out to me and they hire me on as local counsel, or they refer the case over to me because they don't know what to do in Oregon, right? And a lot of those cases, they're already messed up. When I get them, I have to undo damage. And thankfully, they get me involved when they do, and I'm able to undo the damage in just about every case, but it makes it very difficult for me, and heaven forbid, for the client had they not reached out to me and continued down the path that they were on, right? So I guess my point here is that, why would you take the risk and hire an unknown firm that may be out of state and doesn't know Oregon law or Oregon procedure, and risk your well-being and your family's well-being on that versus looking for an Oregon-based firm, right? An Oregon firm that's been here for years, for decades, that knows and understands the law, knows and understands the practice, understands what the judges like or don't like, understands their communities because they live in those communities, and how to effectively communicate with jurors in those communities because they're your friends and neighbors. I don't know why someone would do that. It's just you run a great risk of prejudicing yourself and your claim if you hire those outside firms. And, I'll be honest, my job gets a little harder because a lot of those firms are hiring me to come in and undo the damage that they've done, unknowingly. They're not bad people that I've found anyways. They're just not wise to the ways of Oregon law, which is a very unique state. And, I hesitate to say, but I'm sure that one of those files are going to come across my desk at some point that I just can't undo the damage. It's too far gone. They've blown a statute, they've blown a deadline, they didn't do the right thing in the time allowed, and therefore their poor client's prejudiced. And so I would just caution you, when you're looking for a lawyer, make sure that they are an Oregon firm or have extensive Oregon experience.